This video is based on Lingshan Hermit's work The Elegy of the Rhinoceros. All rights reserved. Any infringement will be pursued. Among the documentaries produced by National Geographic, there is one titled The Elegy of the Rhinoceros. That documentary was filmed in 1987. At the beginning of the documentary, the camera looks down from a helicopter. The rangers of a national forest park are conducting a routine patrol. Through the footage, we can see the vast landscape of the African earth. Antelopes running, giraffes walking slowly, and the shadow of the helicopter passing over the land. Very soon, an unpleasant image enters the frame. They discover a female rhinoceros killed by poachers. She lies helplessly collapsed beneath a tree. After the helicopter lands, what we see is the body of a rhinoceros lying on the ground, somewhat shriveled. She has been dead for quite some time. Her horn has been cut off, and the blood around the wound has already dried. I do not wish here to express my anger or condemnation. In the face of humanity's ignorant atrocities, condemnation alone is of no use. Any moral preaching collapses helplessly before enormous profit. 100 years ago, more than 30,000 rhinoceroses lived on the African continent. Now, fewer than 4,000 remain. It is said that about half of the rhinoceros horns that have been cut off are transported through the black market by Arab cargo ships to a country called North Yemen. There, they become part of the daggers men wear at their waists. They are made into dagger handles. In that country, possessing a dagger with a rhinoceros horn handle is regarded as the highest honor. You will receive the envy of everyone. There, a dagger with a rhinoceros horn handle can sell for more than $15,000. An animal conservationist discovered this problem, and he also discovered the chain of cause and effect within it. If no one wanted that kind of dagger handle, then no one would want rhinoceros horn. If no one wanted rhinoceros horn, there would be no killing. If there were no demand from North Yemen, perhaps half of the rhinoceroses could be spared from slaughter. He tried to provide people there with substitutes for rhinoceros horn, and after many years, he succeeded in achieving corresponding results. He found a substitute, a resin product that looked almost the same as rhinoceros horn. His efforts could at least prevent the killing from continuing, or reduce it as much as possible. Once people had a substitute, they no longer needed to cut off the horns of rhinoceroses. For many years, I have kept thinking, if we could find a substitute for meat, and by meat I do not mean only pork or beef, but the flesh of all animals regarded by us as food, a substitute almost identical in appearance, taste, texture, and nutrition, then the person who accomplished this work would be truly great. He might change humanity's habit of eating meat. Since we could eat the same thing without killing, why would we still choose killing? Those who cannot let go of meat are, after all, attached to its taste and its so-called nutrition. If you can provide the same taste and nutrition, I believe many people would give up killing for the sake of eating meat. I know that some people are already attempting this. Now we can see vegetarian meat, vegetarian squid, and vegetarian sausages in certain supermarkets. But they are clearly still too crude, and cannot yet replace the foods to which people are accustomed. Some people blame those who eat this kind of vegetarian meat, thinking that they still have not freed themselves from attachment to meat. But we cannot expect everyone to accomplish this within a short period of time. If a person is willing to eat something resembling meat rather than harm sentient beings, I believe this is already a very great act. But our efforts are obviously still insufficient. That is why, even now, we still have not seen lifelike vegetarian fish, vegetarian soft-shelled turtle, vegetarian duck, or vegetarian pigs trotters on the market. But I very much hope to see them in the future. I hope someone can produce a vegetarian food series realistic enough to be mistaken for the real thing. Such a person might rewrite human history, making it possible for humanity no longer to harm lives simply in order to eat. Since a substitute can be found for rhinoceros horn, I firmly believe that we can likewise find substitutes for meat. Think of the hundreds of millions of sentient beings slaughtered every day simply because we need to eat, and you will understand the greatness of this work. If you find the perfect substitute for meat, you will have saved all the animals in the world who are on the verge of slaughter. You will, in effect, have released into life all the animals regarded by human beings as food. At that time, the practice of life release will become history. In the face of meat eaters, simply offering moral preaching is far from enough. Finding a perfect substitute for them is the most effective method. Fundamentally speaking, to solve these problems, we must eliminate our ignorance, greed, anger, and delusion. If we eliminated ignorance, we would no longer desire things such as dagger handles made from rhinoceros horn. But it is impossible for us to make everyone accomplish this within a very short period of time. As a method for the transitional stage, seeking substitutes is indeed a good idea.